Ancient Egyptian Medicine Secrets. But before I dive in, kindly subscribe to this channel. Oh yes, stop and subscribe first before you continue. Also like, comment and share the video. Remain blessed if you do these. Long before modern science gave us hospitals and high-tech treatments, the ancient Egyptians had already developed a surprisingly advanced system of medicine. Over 4,000 years ago, along the banks of the Nile, they practiced healing methods that combined natural remedies, surgical procedures, and spiritual rituals. Today, we're unveiling the fascinating secrets behind ancient Egyptian medicine. How they diagnosed illness, performed surgeries, and cared for the body and spirit. To the Egyptians, health wasn't just physical. It was a balance between body, mind, and the divine. They believed life energy flowed through the body in channels, and any blockages led to disease. Healing, then, wasn't just about herbs or tools. It also meant restoring spiritual harmony. This explains why priests often served as physicians, blending rituals and spells with medical treatments. One of the most important documents in this field is the Ebers Papyrus, written around 1550 BCE. It's a massive scroll packed with over 700 prescriptions and magical formulas. It shows they could identify and treat conditions like asthma, diabetes, arthritis, and even mental health issues. They used honey for wounds due to its antibacterial properties and discovered that moldy bread could help fight infection, a practice that strangely foreshadowed the invention of penicillin. Herbal medicine played a huge role. Garlic was used for heart health, aloe vera for skin conditions, pomegranate for intestinal worms, and willow bark for pain relief, the same compound found in modern aspirin. Their treatments included ointments, teas, and poultices, many of which were made with ingredients we still value today. But the Egyptians didn't stop at herbs. They also performed basic surgeries. With tools made of copper or obsidian, they stitched wounds, set broken bones, and even did procedures on the skull, like trepanation. These tools were surprisingly advanced and resemble some used in modern surgery. For dental care, they treated abscesses and attempted early forms of tooth replacement or fillings, though tooth decay was common due to their gritty bread. Yet, healing wasn't only physical, it was spiritual. Egyptians believed diseases could be caused by curses or displeased gods. So, medical care often included spells, amulets, and prayers. Deities like Thoth and Sekhmet were invoked for healing and protection. The line between science and magic was thin, and most treatments combined both. Medical specialists existed too. Physicians called SWNW often focused on specific areas. Some were eye doctors, others treated stomach issues or trauma. These professionals trained through apprenticeships, and their reputation even spread beyond Egypt. Foreign leaders requested Egyptian physicians for their courts, showing how respected their medical expertise was. One major source of anatomical knowledge came from mummification. While the goal was religious, preserving the body for the afterlife, the embalming process allowed them to study internal organs. They learned to remove the brain, intestines, lungs, and liver. And although they believed the heart was the seat of the soul and usually left it intact, this process gave them practical insights into how the body worked. The Egyptians documented symptoms and grouped them into recognizable patterns. They described excessive thirst and urination in what we now call diabetes, and paid attention to changes in skin color, pulse, and breathing. This showed a surprisingly systematic and observational approach to medicine. Of course, not all their methods were effective. Some treatments were based on superstition, like using crocodile dung or crushed insects. But even within these flawed practices, we see a culture earnestly trying to understand the human body and its ailments. The legacy of ancient Egyptian medicine lived on. Greek physicians like Hippocrates were influenced by Egyptian texts. Knowledge from the Ebers and Edwin Smith papyri shaped early Western medicine, and some practices even persisted into the Middle Ages. So what can we learn from them today? Ancient Egyptian medicine wasn't perfect, but it was curious, experimental, and holistic. It aimed to heal the whole person, not just the symptoms. Their blend of practical and spiritual approaches reminds us that medicine has always been more than just science. It's also about belief, hope, and care. In the end, their innovations helped lay the foundation for the medical world we know today. The tools they forged, the plants they studied, and the diseases they tried to understand show us that even thousands of years ago, people were driven by the same desire: to relieve pain, to heal, and to live longer, healthier lives.